How this goes, guys. Let's get some hype a-rolling, as we have to the bottom right-hand side our blue Zerg player from Team Liquid. Let's hear it if you're cheering on Snute. In the liquid blue down in this bottom corner, we have not quite the Invasion Esports red to the top left. He is in the red, but Invasion don't really have Invasion like blue as well. So to top left, it's Invasion Esports Harstem. Thank you very much, due to Heifer, who is actually going to donate $5. You know what? I just realized that I don't have my Twitch alerts open, so I don't see this coming in as easily. Let me just open that so I can read your message out just as we're at the start of the game. Due to Heifer, who I'm probably murdering the name of, so apologies in advance, donates $5. He says, keep up the good work. Maybe if I tell you my name is Dutch, you won't slaughter at night last time. Oh, due to Heifer? I don't know how to say the Duda. I don't know how to say that, but maybe Heifer? Instead of Heifer. I'm sorry. My Dutch pronunciation isn't up there. I can say a few things in Dutch. I can say my classic, the first thing Eufirmal ever taught me was not even anything in StarCraft. It was literally this. Ik denk dat u wel behoefte heeft aan een pepermuntje. That's my favorite Dutch phrase. Ik kan heel goed Nederlands spreken. See? I'm right up there. Although, that's a bit of a lie. I guess what would be better to say is... Ik kan nu een beetje beter Nederlands spreken. There we go. There we go. Crack out the Dutch in honor of our Dutch player here and our donation. Thank you very much, Duda Hif. I'm probably still murdering your name, I know. Thank you very much for the $5. Appreciate it. Can we get some love in the chat, please, for our donatee? Donatee? Donator. What's a donatee? What would a donatee be? Like, a donatee is like a... I don't know. Who would the donatee be? It'd be like the... someone who is in donation. It doesn't make sense at all, does it? That's why I can't think of it, because it just doesn't make sense at all. Okay. Alright then, let's kick off into this Frozen Temple game. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on. It's pretty standard from Snute, though. Hatch gas pool out of him so far. Pretty standard right now. We're going to be seeing Harstem with a Nexus coming down and an Adept on the way out as well. So, Adept coming out here, having a look to see what he can get going on at the map. We see this Overlord overhead from Snute is going to be just having a look. And again, let's see what Harstem's going to get up to. Harstem, I mean, he's one of the Protoss representatives that needs to perform, because honestly, the Protoss have not been doing so well in this cup so far. Soke has gone out yesterday, Fear has gone out today already. Harstem, we came into this event with a lot of Protoss players. Harstem needs to try and keep that Protoss representation going into the quarterfinals, I think. Adept just passing through the center, going to be heading down to the bottom right-hand side. And just going to be having a look to see what he can get up to. Just going to be seeing Resonating Glaive starting to come up right now from Harstem. So Glaive's opener is pretty standard here in the PvZ. Starting to set up into this, and a couple of extra gateways coming on now straight away. What pickup line is that, Dutch? It's not a pickup line. It's definitely not a pickup line. It's not a pickup line at all. Fueling is going to be moving around here from Snute. Going to be seeing what they can get up to. See how they can go. And just looking to kind of pick up some information here early on. You're going to be seeing that Adept in the front just going to push one of those Zerglings back. And, yeah, just, I mean, we're waiting for the Resonating Glaives to kick in, basically. Get that Resonating Glaives rolling here, and let's see how this is going to go. Donatee is the receiver of donations. Yeah, I thought it was. I just really messed myself up. I messed myself up in my mind. I really couldn't get that. Like, I just couldn't get that. It's like the trainee is the receiver of training, right? Like, and I just couldn't make that connection in my mind. I even, like, thought of trainee. I was like, what's the trainee? And I was like, nah, the donatee doesn't make sense. So, that was really dumb. That was just me being stupid. More bits if I ask the real Dutch question? Oh, I don't know what the real Dutch question is. I don't know. I actually don't know what the real Dutch question is, Mark. I actually have no idea. Can I have a hint? I've got no clue. Anyways, we're going to see some Lings and Roaches coming in. I mean, Snoot's going to have plenty to defend against these initial Adepts. Glaive's about to finish. Interesting thing here is the follow-up from Harstem is going to be double Stargate. So double Stargate is coming in right now out of Harstem. So setting up into this, we're going to see these Roaches coming forwards and just going to be deflecting this straight away. But the double Stargate, lots of Phoenix going to be on the way. It's going to be a very aggressive opening. And, it's going to basically lead into a lot of aggression throughout the game. Whoa, these Adepts come in across the map, and Snute is going to leap on that opportunity. Zerglings surround, and they are just going to get rid of so many units over here. Goodbye, Adepts. I mean, that is Snute is going to be very happy with that as these roaches continue to come across. I'm just going to be seeing a Ravager getting added on here right now as well. So Ravager gets added on. You're going to see these few Adepts going to keep on trying to trade, but Snute just has so much. He might even just break through here. The Stalker going to try and fill the wall in the front. You're going to see a Corrosive Bow coming down to actually hit the Adept walking in, as well as that Pylon, which is now going to be overcharged. Snute will back away, but he can move towards the third base, having forced an overcharge out. And this is in, this third base is going to be in a lot of trouble. The Pylon's getting targeted down. These Zealots aren't really going to add too much to this. The Forge will probably go down as well. And 2 Oracles actually on the way just for immediate defense here. They're going to come out a little bit faster than, say, they're going to come out a little bit faster than, say, kind of a Void Ray. And they're going to slowly pick away at things. May have been better for them to target the Zerglings first. They do a little bit more damage against those Lings. And just clean them up a little bit faster than they do to Roaches. I was just going to be seeing the Mothership Core and a couple of Adepts just going to sit overhead. I'm just going to be seeing the probes just coming together. It's a compliment about someone's breath? I said that! I opened with that, Mark! I cracked that one out first! You're despicable. I cracked it out already. That's the first one I opened with. That's not a question anyway. It's a statement. I think you may require. It's not a question, is it? I opened with that first of all, as we have a couple of moments here where the game just calms down a bit. Harstem definitely not been in the best of positions so far, but he has held on. He does survive for now. As we're going to be seeing the Queen still just sat over here underneath, and just going to try and target down those Oracles and keep things going over here. Man, I don't know why. Why do I say so much in Dutch now? It's so silly. A few drones going down as well, so a few drones going down 5 in total. It's actually kind of funny when I started to learn like a little bit of Dutch because I have lots of Dutch friends. It's actually amazing because I can speak German, sort of okay. I can't speak it so well, but I can read and write it pretty well. And so it's kind of funny because for me it's like Dutch is sort of just German, just spelled funny and with like funny like sounds coming out of your mouth, like achs and achs and achs. It's like, it's crazy. Like if I don't need to say you're welcome in like in Dutch or whatever, is like dan. It's like such a horrible way. I can't do it. So I got a double G and I can only build myself up to 1 G at a time. So, anyways, let's actually focus on the game for now, as we do see Snute going into that classic composition which he's been using a lot lately. We're going to see Ling, Ravager, Baneling going to be coming out of him. So this is something we've seen a lot, but now the Phoenix starting to come into play. That double Stargate is starting to come into play here, and Harstem will continue to look for damage throughout this. I'm intrigued to see how the double Stargate kind of lines up against the Ling, Ravager, Baneling. I guess the Phoenix, one of their main targets will be the Ravagers throughout the games. They can lift them up easily, and they target them down pretty quick. The Ravagers without an armor tag on them do take quite a bit of damage pretty quickly from the Phoenix, and not much health on them either, 120. As we're going to be seeing those Ravagers and Lings coming up the right-hand side. And Snute, well, let's see what he can do here. The Phoenix start to lift. Indeed, they do focus on the Ravagers. Makes sense. I mean, you're not just going to waste your energy on Zerglings. Maybe you'll pick up some Banelings later, but they're not here yet. Question is there going to be enough right now for Harstem to defend as Snute attacks in towards this 4th base? The Nexus is already under some heavy fire, and Phoenix just keep on lifting up so many of these Ravagers. So much damage being done, and really here, I mean, Snute is just kind of killing it. I mean, he lost a few of his Ravagers there, but, well, actually, he backs away. I mean, he didn't kill the 4th base. I sort of thought that was okay-ish, but maybe not. Harstem actually defends quite nicely, I guess, in the end. I don't know what I'm saying this game. This game's not going very well for me. Anyways, let me focus up. I'm going to stop talking about other languages, because otherwise I'm just getting my mind in a place I can't focus in. I'm going to see the Queens going to be lifted up here, and Phoenix going to continue doing a little bit more damage. Queen's going to push those Phoenix away right now. So Queen's going to be pushing the Phoenix away, and we are just going to be seeing a few Banelings starting to roll in towards the 4th base. So we see his Oracle is here, and Adepts will split away and tries to minimize the damage. Actually, it just takes down the Pylon and the Cannon there. Not the best, but at the same time, it's a little bit damage done, and it was kind of probably the best he could have done given the situation. So just going to be seeing the units gathering together. I'm just going to be seeing the I mean, so much Ling Bane on the map from Snute. How many Lings and Banes? There's 163 Zerglings right now. And some more Banelings morphing in once again. The one thing I feel Snute's always very good at in this matchup when he plays this playstyle as well is when he sort of splits up his units and he kind of comes in from a couple of different directions, you know? And here we go, the Lings and Bane's going to start moving forwards. We're going to be seeing this Oracle coming in overhead. I mean, I don't think that's going to help out too much. My PC can't quite handle all of these Zerglings as we push on forwards. Ah, my PC is literally dying from the Zerglings. I don't know why my PC is so bad today, guys. But anyways, we see Snute sort of crashing into this here. The 4th base might go down. Some nice force fields from Harstem. In fact, he might just kind of die altogether now. All of a sudden, Snute is making some major progress through this army. Through a cannon, a pylon here. The forge goes down as well, so +2 is denied. And we see the 4th base going down, and Snute backs away for a lot of Lings left over. 141 supplied to 101 here, and Harstem has taken a lot of damage in that, losing his +2 upgrade. He's lost 26 workers. Corruptor's on the way now as a follow-up from Snute. I would have thought the kind of standard follow-up would have been something like some Mutalisk play, but the Corruptors are very interesting. I guess because he can't go Muta straight away, though, because of the Phoenix, obviously. It's a good thing I'm not a Zerg player, otherwise I'd be making Mutalisk into already 10 Phoenix on the map. I don't think I'd do too well. So some Corruptors coming out to probably fight these Phoenix, and when the Phoenix count gets lower, he might go into Mutalisk as a switch-up. Maybe he just thinks about Greater Spire later on, I'm not too sure. Either way, Corruptors on the way for now. I think the most likely option is just to go in towards Corruptors, then a follow-up with Mutas, but we'll wait and see. Ling's going to fight in here again. Needs the Banelings maybe to kind of bust through the kind of Archons a little bit more quickly. Zerglings against Archons isn't actually too good a fight for Zerglings, believe it or not. The Archon splash turns out to be pretty good over there. See these Phoenix coming forward, see what they can get it to right now. Corruptor's going to be turning those Phoenix around. So Corruptor's coming in, pushing the Phoenix back. Some more Banelings going to be morphing in once again. And we're just going to be seeing the units coming forwards once more. So here he goes, Snute. I mean, this composition, it's made to keep on attacking. It's made to keep the Pros play on this sort of tech tree. If the Pros can get into Storm and kind of, you know, a bigger army and more Archons, it can become very difficult to engage into later on. As we see the Banelings going to crash on into all of these Immortals. And, well, Snute's going to be taking down a lot again, and it's again just because before, you know, he was able to take down so much previously. There's not many Archons here this time around. A couple of Immortals and an Archon still left towards the 4th, but the 4th falls down again, and some Banelings are still chasing around towards the 3rd base too. He's going to make his way, or attempt to make his way through into the natural mineral line where all those probes have retreated to. A few more Banes from the south side are going to come in. They're not going to find too much to connect onto. Nice Baneling lift up there from the Phoenix, and that's actually going to keep a lot of those probes from taking a lot of damage. +2 attack, do Banelings even just one-shot workers? I think they might. It's one of them things which I feel as though I should know, and then when the pressure, when I put myself into the situation, when I pressure myself into making the decision as to whether it's true or not, I'm like, I choke and I don't want to commit. More Lings and Banes, and again, well, there's a couple of Archons, a few Immortals. I still don't feel the Phoenix do much in the sky. The Corruptors did actually trade to some extent with the Phoenix here. I'm just going to be seeing 6 Corruptors still on the map, but I'm not sure where exactly they are just yet. As we see, Lings, Banes moving forwards. The Phoenix is going to be lifting up a few of the Banes. The Banes are crashing forwards. Going to just go for the mineral line more than anything, I think, here, and starting to pick off a few of these workers. 10 more probes going down, and Harstem now 36 workers to 72. I can do the math, and that is half the worker count here from Harstem in this game. His army supply is still just about there, though, but if he's going to make something happen, it has to be soon, because his worker count is down in the gutter. And so an immediate counterattack here, I think, is probably the best option for Harstem. It's what he's going to head towards. I mean, you can just look at the minimap and you can sort of see everything. The 3rd base and 4th base are non-existent any longer. There's barely any economy in the game from Harstem. Snute has every base on the map he would dream of, apart from maybe some of the central ones. And, well, I mean, he's got great creep threat as well. And here he goes. Snute knows this attack's going to be coming, and he's got plenty of Banes morphing in preparation. The Archons begin to go down anyway, and that is going to be GG, and Snute is going to take game. Makes me angry. I hate calling them bits. I hate it. Turn down the graphics. I mean, the graphics are already pretty shitty. They're on medium. It just looks so bad on low. Game restart. We'll just live with it. I think we should be okay. I've got the stream paused now. I'm going to minimize my XSplit as well. And we should be good. It's just sometimes, some maps as well are just very iffy. And it's really weird that some days it just works so well, and then other days it's just like, I don't want to work ever. Guys, to the upper right side of the map, up one game in this best of 5 series. Winner goes into the quarterfinals. It is going to be our red Zerg player from Liquid. It's Snute. And to the top left, Our teal Protoss player from Invasion Esports. It is Harstem. Very well. Does that mean I said your name correctly, Dorda Heifer? Or have you just given up on trying to teach me? It's really really difficult to kind of learn pronunciations and stuff during, like, via Twitch chat. It's like, especially with a stream delay as well, because every time I attempt it, then people are like, no, like this, or, oh yeah, that one was right, but I don't know which one you're talking about because of the stream delay, so it's hard to learn, man. Never try and learn a language through Twitch chat. I can't advise it. I don't think you'd make very good progress. Beweist du uns, dass du Deutsch sprechen kannst? Ich habe Deutsch in meiner Schule gelernt. Es war... I can't remember how to say that bit. My problem is with German, I can understand so much of it, because when I hear it, I remember it all. But actually speaking German, I just can't think of enough to, you know, I can't think of enough to say fast enough, so... I can just say some basic stuff. I can say basically what I can say in Dutch, like, ich kann ziemlich gut Deutsch sprechen. Oh, aber ich kann ziemlich gut verstehen, aber nicht so gut sprechen. There you go. Ich mag Deutsch, weil es sehr einfach ist. Bam. Booming it out. Some random sentences. You gotta remember, I learned, like, school kid German, so it's like, am Samstag habe ich Fußball gespielt. Or, am Samstag werde ich Fußball spielen, you know? That's like, you know, what you learn. It's like basic conversation. Like, conversation you're never actually going to really use. And I picked up a bit more here and there, but I don't use it a lot anyways. What CPU have I got? I've got an i7, 3.6 gigahertz, something, I don't know. Something like that. Everything in my PC is just really old. I think that's a bit of an issue. It's probably the biggest issue. Anyway, Stargate comes down towards the upper left-hand side, so going to be seeing the Oracle coming in right now. I'm just going to be seeing... well, Harstem just going for a Stargate opening. Obviously a bit of a change up from Frozen Temple, which was the Resonant Glaives opening. Frost is a map where you can see glaives oftentimes, especially in horizontal spawns like we have here, because of the shorter rush distance than, say, Cross. But it's just one of these games where Harstem is just going to change things up a little bit. So Stargate on the way, something which Snute has already identified. So we're just going to be seeing him already spotting that. And the first Oracle is going to pop out. So, Oracle is going to pop out, and you're going to see Harstem moving in towards the upper right-hand side now. So, just going to see this Oracle, see what it can do. It's going to go straight into a Phoenix. Actually, it's kind of funny because oftentimes we have kind of the double Oracle coming into play, but an Oracle into Phoenix here. Very interesting. Intrigued to see how this turns out. As one drone already goes down, and a Zergling or two as well. Oracle just picking up some early damage. So Oracle just going to keep on moving. We're going to see this Phoenix coming in and going to be working its way through in the working its way through this overboard. Oh my god! I'm never speaking other languages on stream again. I'm done. I get so embarrassed when I start speaking like other languages because I know I'm making mistakes, and then everyone's like, oh my god, it's like this, not that. Like my pronunciation is going to be awful. I'm never going to be able to pronounce things right, obviously, not unless I'm like learning it properly and stuff. Anyways, early on here, we're going to be seeing the Phoenix just picking away an Overlord again. Kind of Oracle Phoenix combo is interesting. He's only made one Phoenix, which is a lot more, kind of makes a bit more sense to me, I guess, because with just one Phoenix, you're basically just saying, well, you know what, I may as well try and pick away at Overlords that are around the map and little things like that. So that's what he's going to be setting up to, and that sort of stuff. So just going to be sending the Phoenix out to kind of pick up an Overlord or two. Did you just lose the Phoenix? No, there it is, all the way back over here. Just going to patrol it, maybe watch what kind of Overlord drops in towards his natural expansion as well. Could be something pretty nice. And yeah, just setting it up. A few Ling is going to be coming over here. And it's going to be seeing the 4th Hatchery coming down as well from Snute. So 4th Hatch will come down. And yeah, 4th Hatch coming on in. 3rd Nexus is up, of course, from Harstem. He built up into that behind all of this while we're busy speaking German and doing silly things. And 10 Roaches on the way. Banenet's going to finish up. And +1 melee. I mean, Snute is playing a very similar playstyle to what we saw in Frozen Temple. If it works, then why not keep on doing it? I mean, he had a great success with it back in the NSL, I remember casting. That was at the start of August. That was the kind of first time we really started to see this sort of playstyle. And since then, it's become a little bit more popular, and it's interesting. I mean, the metagame of PvZ just continues to shift and change into different things, and again, it's very aggressive playstyle nowadays out of the Zerg players, as we see. Well, Harstem, he's going to open a lot of Adepts here, and he has got Resonating Glaives up, so going for a big Adept attack, and he's really committing to this. Oracle coming forwards too, and these Roaches and Ravagers, they are going to force the Adepts to not commit to that Shade, so now Snute can pull down to the low ground. Snute doesn't have Roach Speed yet, as his lair has only recently finished, so without the Roach Speed, he's a little bit slow to move around with the Roaches, which can be obviously problematic against these highly mobile Adepts. And I think this time the Adepts will probably shade in towards the natural because, well, the Roaches just won't immediately pull him back to deal with it, right? So he just has so much time to get damage done. That's already 4 workers killed. And finally, as the Roaches start to come in, he'll be able to just shade out once again. He loses a couple of Adepts here, and he actually kills off a few more drones as they get pulled back in, maybe just a little bit too early. And Adepts escaping up the left-hand side. So these Adepts just escaping off to the side here, and a few more in towards the third base, so actually Harstem really starting to pick up some good damage throughout this now. The one thing you got to keep in mind though is as Harstem picks off economy here from Snute, he is throwing away his own units, so he's using up his Adepts, etc., to be able to, you know, kill off workers and so on. And so, as he does this, then it's one of those situations where you might just see kind of Snute counterattacking, and then Harstem suddenly doesn't have any units, and you're just like, well, wait, what? So that's one thing the Pros player has to be very careful of here. Look at this, though. He had it on double Stargate. We're going to see triple Stargate Phoenix out of Harstem now. So very similar to the last game, in a sense. Going to be seeing what he can do with it. A couple of Ravagers going to morph into the top side, and here we go. Lings, Ravagers, Roaches moving forwards. A couple of battles going to hit on that Mothership core initially. More Prism down to the south, just going to keep on moving around itself. These units going to collect up together and, again, see what they can get up to. More Phoenix continue to come out right now. +1 air weapons currently on the way. As we're going to be seeing a couple of Zerglings going to be going down. And the Ravagers starting to be lifted by these Phoenix. Adepts coming in again. We're going to see these Roaches and Ravagers going to keep on fighting. And actually, I mean, this is a perfect example of where, all of a sudden, Harstem just doesn't have very much army. And you can see as the sentries go down, the Adept numbers are really waning here. And, well, the Ravagers, they're slowly being picked off by the Phoenix. But that's basically all. As we're going to see, the Warpism goes down as well, and Snute just has so much. And Harstem just really didn't get enough done with that Adept harassment across the map. And so Snute's counter, it's exactly as we were saying. Snute's counter is just going to be very, very powerful. And even if he doesn't end the game with this, even if he eventually gets cleaned out, which I don't actually think is going to happen, I think he's just going to end the game with this, and GG is going to be called. Even if he didn't, he'd done enough damage to win the game from there as well. GG's, and Snute is going to take game number 2, and he might be good indeed. He spawns to the bottom left-hand side, once again in the liquid blue. It is Snute, our Zerg player, in this best of 5 series, 2-0 up. Let's see if he can finish it off here on Newburg. To the bottom right, we're going to be having our red Pros player. It's going to be Invasion Esports Harstem, looking to bounce back from what has been a tough couple of games from him. Just needs to try and find a way. I mean, the multiple Stargates into Phoenix has not really been working out, so maybe just needs to find a bit of a different answer. Let's see how this goes. We set up onto Newburg, and we see Hatchery first from Snute. Finally, we can now open, and I can say Hatch Gas Pool without kind of being wrong. Guys, we did it! 2,000 viewers, it's happened. I can see it on my XSplit. We did it! Oh! So sick. You know, when I started the Wardi Open, I thought we might peak at 1,000 viewers in like the grand finals or something, like if we had some good players and stuff like that. The last thing in the world I thought was we'd be hitting 2,000. Well, first of all, like 1.3k during the qualifiers was like, what? And then 2,000 in the group stages is like, what? Like genuinely, like, I don't know what's happened, but recently the stream has just got so many views. Like, the viewership this past month or so has been absolutely ridiculous. So thank you everyone for tuning in. I can't believe 2,000 viewers. That's like literally crazy. Like, that's almost as many. Like, I think we peaked at like 2,000 and we peaked at like 2.2k or something, 2.3k maybe for the Team League finals. So 2,000 viewers in the round of 16 of the Wardi Open. I don't even know what to say. That's literally insane. It's literally insane. Thank you so much, guys, and of course, glad you're all enjoying the games. Don't forget that follow button is your best friend to keep up with more Wardi Open action into the future. And on other days, we also stream events such as the Leifang Cup. That'll be starting again on Monday of Cup 154 qualifiers. Then we'll have Groups A and B on Tuesday and Wednesday. On Monday, we're also going to bring you guys the WESG qualifier. Some coverage of that. We'll also be bringing you guys the Wardi Open Group D on Tuesday as well. On Sunday, we're actually going to have, that's tomorrow of course, we're going to have the Go for SC2 coverage, and then we'll swap into the Wardi Open Group in the evening at 6 PM CST. So, more Wardi Open over the next few days, and just keep on looking forward to it. It's been a lot of fun so far. Harstem is going to go back to this Twilight Council opening here, as he does just try and slow down Snoot's third hatchery from coming in right now. So, just try and slow down the third hatchery and pylon block it here just for a few moments. And we do see the pylon now getting picked off, so pylon gets picked off. But look at this, now the Adept comes in, starts to chase those Zerglings. Snute will not quite get the drone in position in time. He will lose it there. Thought he could have snuck it in as we saw the kind of Zerglings being chased by the Adept, but it doesn't happen. So Harstem still delaying the third base, and well, this has been actually quite costly for Snute now. This is much later than he would have liked to take it. Obviously, we saw him some time ago now with that drone in position. Finally, his drone. Oh, now he's being blocked by the Queen. Literally nothing wants Snute to make a third hatchery. Look at this drone. It literally is pushing the Queen. It's like, will you get out of the way, please? God, Queens these days. Queen does get out the way in the end, and we're going to be seeing that third hatchery now being added on as well. I'm just going to see that third hatch on the way up. So, third hatch coming in right now. We see a Nexus dropping down from Harstem over to the right-hand side. I'm just going to see those Zerglings running in. They grab a probe nice and quickly. And we're just going to be seeing the Zerglings just trying to target down the third hatchery again. So, just going to be seeing kind of Snute with some counter-aggression now, but it's not going to do too well. Harstem's third base comes up nice and early on. It's definitely been a good early game from Harstem. Delaying that third hatchery for so long here is really, really great. So, going to see that Resonating Glazer is going to be finishing up, and so Harstem will start to pressure a little bit here. 5 Adepts are going to go across the map to see what they can get done. At this point, I mean, Snute recognizes what's going on, knows he needs to be a little bit safe at this point, and so we are just going to be seeing the roaches being added on here. So a few roaches coming out and setting up into this. So a few roaches getting out, ready to defend here in just a few moments' time. Here we go, these Adepts are going to move forwards and see what they can do. The roach is going to start pulling away up into the main base to deal with the Adepts, but they cancel the shade. We actually just see a couple of Adepts in towards the third base, and nothing there, not even a lava for them to pick off, as we see the Adepts backing away once again. The roaches will come in and keep on trying to push this back. And again, those 2 Adepts to the top side from Harstem just going to sit up here. You'll see the lair finishing, and +1 melee also starting to come in right now from Snute. So, +1 melee coming into play. And there's a Spire dropping down from him in the corner of the map. So this is a little bit different then. Snoot's going to play this very differently to how we've seen so far. This is interesting. I'm intrigued. Thank you very much, Sturm Carton, for his second row of 2,000 bits today. Dude, thank you so much. Gotta get some love in the chat for Sturm Carton. That's 4,000 bits he's cheered today. As these roaches go down very one-sidedly, don't even grab themselves a sentry. The thermo mix is awesome. Oh, if you guys were here the other day, you'll understand that. That was an interesting discussion. Anyways, thank you again for the cheers. Always appreciate it, guys. Show Sturm Carton some love, please. I believe that puts him as our loudest cheerer of the month right now. Oh, how exciting. A few Zerglings taking a little bit more damage over here. And we're just going to be seeing that Spire. Going to be finishing shortly. +1 weapon upgrade coming in from Harstem Immortal on the way out as well. And a couple more gateways coming in right now as well. So, just setting up into a whole bunch of stuff right here as Harstem continues to move over to the left-hand side of the map. So it's going to be moving over to the left-hand side, and we're just going to be seeing the 4th hatchery coming down from Snute right now as well. So 4th hatchery coming down. We're going to see Harstem with a few Adepts being added on here, and we're going to be seeing the Phoenix taking a little bit of damage. Just Phoenix, that is we see Snute getting ready to defend against this. A few force fields will be very important in this, but the force fields actually don't do much initially. Doesn't actually block any of those Ravagers from fighting, but Harstem just has a lot right now, and he's pushing on in. He's starting to get a lot done. We see one Ravager starting to go down, the second Ravager targeted as well. Look at this, so much damage being done. War Prism does go down, though. It's an important snipe from Snute, because with that, he's going to be able to force this away rather than the aggression continuing. So that is important there, as we see Harstem recalls back to his third. But again, good little pressure. He picked off multiple Ravagers there, and those are expensive units out of Snuters. Well, here we go. There's that transition we were talking about the Spire before, and here it is. 8 Mutalisks start to build. So 8 Mutalisks on the way up. We'll be seeing those coming out, and joining up or going over to the right-hand side. So you can see those meters starting to go over to the right-hand side right now and see what they can get up to. So a few meters heading on over to the right, and you're going to see what they can achieve. So, I mean, this is the thing. Does Harstem even know about the meterless? His hallucinate Phoenix got killed off early. Maybe that's a bigger deal than we thought, because now the Spire and Scouted, and meters going to the main. Immediate warping of Stalkers going in towards this main base as well. So these Stalkers start to pop out, and they start to talk down these meterless. Well, 7 probes already killed, so it will jump into the natural expansion now instead, and we'll start to pick up a few more of these probes. 11 workers, now 12. I mean, Snute's doing pretty okay. He hasn't lost a meterless yet, if I'm not mistaken. So, 15 workers killed, now 16. And I wonder what Snute goes into behind this. You know, does he go into more meterlists, or does he kind of just move away from this? Is that enough already for him? As we see, that sentry going to get picked off again here. Meters still kind of fighting up in the skies, keeping on trading. Another probe going down. And there we go. Finally, those meters going to back away. 26 workers killed. A couple sentries picked off as well. I think it was 3 sentries, right? Or did you get all 4? Okay, 3 sentries. 26 probes, and all of that cost him only 3 meterlisks. That has been a fantastic start to this from Snute. And now Harstem, where does he go from here? Because actually, everything he just created an advantage. He created such an advantage for himself early, but these meters have really done so much to just shut that down so quickly in this. I was going to see those meters coming in. The Stalkers are going to push those away. You're going to see this cannon under fire again. Archon coming forwards. And we're just going to be seeing those meters again pushed off over to the right-hand side. So meters get pushed away over to the right-hand side. Here comes an army through the center. So army through the center from Harstem, looking to see what he can get up to. Big push coming down in this direction. 32 workers killed overall now by Snute, as this big counterattack is basically do or die for Harstem. Not just in this game, but in this entire series. As here we go, pushing on forwards, the legs, the base. Let's do this. Bane's coming in from the left side as well. There's no Bane speed, so it's a little bit of a funny engagement as these Banelings very slowly advance into the Protoss army. Adepts keep pulling away. Now they hit the creep spread though, and Snute is just going to clean on up. From a game that just wasn't looking to be in his favor, he turns it around, and Harstem has to GG out. And Snute is going to win this series 3 games to 0, and he is going to